Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about Arthur. Hey, for a wonderful kind of day. For a wonderful kind of day. Hey, DW. Hey, whoa. Oh God. So Arthur ended yesterday after 25 years of being on TV, the longest running children animated series. It was up there with The Simpsons as the longest running animated series, of course. And now, after 25 years, I don't know how many seasons it was, to be honest. And I know it's over 300 plus episodes, to be honest. Arthur has ended. And it's like an end of the era, especially for people like me who grew up with Arthur. It's kind of like one of those meta moments, like wow, because to be honest, I thought Arthur would last forever, for the kids to look at and stuff like that. But almost all the children programs that I used to watch when I was little are like completely gone. You know what I mean? So it is one of those kind of like wow moments. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, Arthur's done. I mean, not that anything's wrong with saying goodbye to things, but it just seems like it was one of those shows that just seemed to be destined to go on forever, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Especially something for the kids, but now they don't really have. I mean, I haven't really seen much on PBS Kids anyway for the kids. So I don't know. Because when I was growing up, we had so many things. You had Arthur, you had Dragon Tales, Zaboomafoo, Zoom. Between the Lions, Curious George, Clifford the Big Red Dog, Clifford Puppy's Days, the Big Comfy Couch, just to name a few shows that were on, and of course you had Sesame Street too. Oh, Thomas the Little Engine That Could. They don't even have that stuff anymore, and I think Sesame Street's not even on TV anymore. You have to watch that on HBO Max. Like, god damn. Oh, Lord have mercy. So, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, good times, y'all. Y'all just don't know. You just don't know. Like, dang. But it is what it is, to be honest. So the final episodes was Blabbermouth and All Grown Up. And Blabbermouth is starring Buster as, he realized that he's a blabbermouth and he talks and tells everything, and he kind of got offended that that he never knew that he was such a blabbermouth or whatever. But he learned the lesson, like, you don't tell people's secrets to others because it could always come back and bite you in the butt or whatever. And sometimes the reason why your friends don't tell each other things is because they know that friend will go and tell others, and it's a lesson that Buster had to learn, which is kind of funny because it kind of opens up with Buffy coming back from Hawaii, and Arthur and them called Buster, who was like, hey, you need to hurry up and get here because Muffy's surprise party. And he was like, how did you forget to tell me? He was like, oh, I was just so busy and stuff like that. And then that's when he found out that he was a blabbermouth. So he's been trying to work on that. So that was pretty. That's something right there. It wasn't really much to the episode. It was just lessons of Buster, learning not to tell everybody everything. So the next episode is called All Grown Up. All Grown Up is the last episode of Arthur. So it's the final episode. That's everything. Ain't no more Arthur after this. And basically, there's this art. It opens up in the library where Arthur wanted this book it's a hot commodity book at the library, and he put it on reserve to get, but Miss Turner, she accidentally gave him a how to draw animals book, and that's not what Arthur wanted. So him and his friends came back to the library on Saturday. Buster, Francine, Muffy came back so they can return the book, but they couldn't find Mrs. Turner. So an elderly man had said that she's all the way in the back. So they went all the way in the back of the library, which looked like it ain't been touched in years, to be honest. And they found a door, and they opened the door, and it's like this magical octopus thing. I mean, not magical, but it's a board game, but it's an octopus in the center of it, and basically you answer these questions, and then you press a button, and you move the piece, and once you get to the end of the squid, the tentacles, you go in, you press the button, the squid picks up your piece, and then lets you know what you're going to be when you grow up. And for Muffy, it had said that she was going to become a public service person, and she was like, I'm not made to public serve. And then of course Francine was like, hey, my dad's a public service person, and he's like, and of course she was like, oh yes, and he does such a wonderful job at it, but not me. And Arthur was like, Muffy, you do realize that public service person means like government, right? Like you probably work in the government or whatever for the people, by the people. And she was like, oh, okay. She at first imagined herself trying to be a post office person, I mean a mail carrier, and then she had fantasized that she had took this woman's instead of getting this woman her mail, she took her other neighbor's mail about hair and gave it to the girl, because she's like, that's way more important than these bills. And she tosses the bill letter in the trash can. I said, Lord have mercy. Like, Muffy, what was you thinking, girl? But it's whatever, to be honest. After that, we go to Francine, and it said that she was going to run a business. Francine was like, working in a corporate place? No, thank you. And of course, fantasized her running late to the office, hair disheveled, she sleep deprived, barely able to keep it together. And of course, Arthur to the rescue was like, no, you do realize that means that you can like do a company where you can be very competitive. You like to remember you did some charity work before, and you made some sales on things to save your cat's life or whatever. So you can do something like that. And of course, it's Buster's turn, and Buster got picked to be a teacher. And we imagine Buster looking at a whole bunch of walking in third grade, and there's a whole bunch of students like Brain, where he was like, oh my god, I can't focus, and then of course Arthur to the rescue as well was saying like how Buster's very curious and knowledgeable, that he could possibly see him as a teacher to help little ones or whatever. So it's not like he has to do high school or middle school. He can always do elementary school. And when they were about to leave, Arthur was about to get his thing, but then the battery went out. So Arthur never got the chance to find out what he wanted to do, which he thought was unfair. But then, they left the library because they were like, well, we still got a lot of Saturday left to hang out or whatever, so let's go. Then the elderly guy, he was like, here, something tells me that you need this book. And it's the book that Arthur returned, and he was like, and he was just like, oh, you know what, whatever, sure, I'll take it. And Arthur took the book, and 20 years jump later into the future, and we see Arthur with the little stubble, and he's meeting up with his friends at the Sugar Bowl, but not the Sugar Bowl, the Sugar Bowl Cafe, and it's owned by George, Pinky, the Pinky you know, the bully, he's a weather reporter. I don't know how that, excuse me, I don't know how that worked, but he is. George owns the Sugar Bowl. Muffy is running for mayor, of course. Francine started a new shoe company. And let me talk about Francine for a second. They did that girl wrong with that haircut and them baggy eyes. Like, she looked like she been through hell and back, you know. And Buster was running late, of course, and from school, you know, because he's like an elementary school teacher now. And Kate, Arthur's little baby sister, she is in Buster's class, and she wrote him a story about a baby who can communicate telepathically with animals, and he said it was really good. DW, I'm sorry. DW brought in one of her old classmates that, you know, she used to know a long time ago, and they had coffee, but she still gave him a ticket though. I was like, God dang, DW. Ruthless. Oh, ruthless DW, to be honest. And then it was like, and then they all sit over next to Arthur, and they're like, come on, let's see what it is and whatever. And he was like, you know, besides his publisher, you guys are the only ones to see this graphic novel. So Arthur becomes a graphic novelist in the future. And it opens up with the book called Arthur, and chapter 1 is when the first episode of Arthur, where Arthur's new glasses. I was like, oh, that's so cute. So it's like a sort of a meta, a roundabout circle way of coming back to the series. So that was really cute. That was really cute. I thought it was perfectly done, and that's how the series ended, you know. So we don't really know what happened to the other characters. We don't see that much. But with the time limit they have, with what they had to do, I'm quite sure they did the best that they could. And it ended on a good way, you know. It just like, wow, I can't believe it. 25 years and, you know, Arthur's gone, you know. But we had good fun. We had some good fun times though. And I know people probably gonna be like, what about coupling? They didn't have anybody with couples. If I would say that Francine and Arthur will eventually still date and get married. It's just that right now they're doing different careers. But the good thing is they can still come together, because they always in a lot of episodes, they always hinted that there was something more between them two anyway. So I say go for it, to be honest. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about the series, to be honest. But I think it ended perfectly, especially they did 20 years later, where they're like in my age group now, where the characters are like 28 or in their 20s, you know, so I'm pretty fine with, you know, what happened with everything. But, you know, hey, that's just my opinion. But yeah, Arthur, last episode came out. Did you guys watch it? And if you did, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.